Claressa Shields. How are you, Claressa? It's been a while. How's everything going?
All is well.
Good to hear. And, you know, you comment a lot on our social media stuff at the Zone. And first of all, I want to say we appreciate it because we do appreciate the friendly back and forth and everything like that, and especially in the women's pound for pound rankings. And
I think y'all be hating on me on the Zone, but
wait a minute here. Now, I've been with Claressa. I've been with you this entire journey. I was with you in Mulvane, Kansas. And we had a couple. If we're willing to go to, I'm willing to go to Mulvane, Kansas and talk to you. I do not think there's no hating, at least on my end.
Right. Yeah, I agree. No, you'll make it right here. I just feel like every time I go on like to the Zone page or if they add me or something, they always got like a old ass picture up, or something without my belts. Or just something like, it just be like, man, I'm just so, I don't know. I just be tired of the Zone on the Zone boxing page.
Now, see, I will give you that. And I've even had that conversation. I'm like, we do have more pictures. We have plenty in our image library. I can't control social media people. But I can't.
They always pick the worst one.
You know what? I'm going to have a conversation with them. And
yeah,
the next time because we're going to be airing this, I'll be writing some articles. They'll be having the video up. So I guarantee we will have better videos because we do have some. And I know I have.
Yeah, some. And pictures, like they use a picture from back when I was like 17 where I had in like, you want to know what it is, but it's a sew-in with braids. And it was like, dude, that picture was back when I was like 17. Like, come on, man. And I was just at the gym. Like, it's probably one of the worst pictures I have, and they always post it.
You look at those rankings, and a lot of people talk about it's you, Katie, Amanda. It's you three, and everyone else is. And it's no disrespect to Mccaskill or anybody else, but it's you three, and then it's everybody else. And do you feel that, regardless of whether it's one, whether it's two, whether it's three, do you feel it's because of the inactivity? We haven't seen you in the boxing ring from last year. You know how it is in combat sports, especially in boxing. Out of sight, out of mind.
I think it's because of the inactivity, and also it's because of the inactivity, and just because, like, who's popular right now. Like, Amanda and Katie kind of are forefront right now in women's boxing. And they're the ones making the most noise right now because they're getting ready to fight against each other. Amanda is signed to Jake Paul, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, so they're right now, they're the ones on top. But it was like, you make a left right here. It's like when I was, fighting 4 times a year and, became undisputed and undisputed 2 times, I was able to be active. But, with the pandemic and MMA, I haven't had the boxing career that I want to have. They have to, to be pro for 4 years and only have 11 fights. That's not something that I was looking forward to because, I want to beat Floyd record, of him being 15-0. Like, I want to be more than 15-0. But it seems like, for me, I just can't get the fights that I want when I want them. And then, just so many other things are happening. But when you look at a pound for pound list, it shouldn't go off of who's inactive. It should go off of skills. And I feel like skill wise that I'm a better boxer than Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Just and that's not throwing any stones or anything at them. I'm just saying, as far as in the things that I can do inside the ring, they can't do, basically. And that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as in just the IQ and the skills, I feel like I have sharper skills in them, but it'll always be, make a left right here. It'll always be, us 3 in the pound for pound rankings. But maybe after I beat, Savannah Marshall, I'll be number 1.
Oh, we're going to get to Samantha Marshall. And, this fight, though, it took forever. And like you said, it wasn't nothing to do with the opponent. It wasn't nothing to do with the promotion. It was COVID. And then, England scaled, got stricter on their protocols. And there was no boxing in all of January in the country, in England. So was that frustrating for you at all? Because you had been preparing for a while. You want to get back in there, or you want people to remember Claressa Shields. And did it get frustrating for you at all that the fight got postponed a couple times, and now you're finally going to fight on February 5th?
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating because I came off of my MMA, loss, and I got right back in the camp again for the boxing match. So I was already in shape. I already had been training, and then it just was like, we thinking that we got a date coming up, and then all of a sudden it gets canceled 2 weeks before. But I had never stopped training, so that was the irritating part, But overall, I just continued to, just do my best. I continue to do my best in training and just continue to try to stay focused and just even hit something. Oh, I thought you were gonna hit the thing.
How
Lord.
quick?
Just a little bit.
How quickly did it take for you to get over that loss in PFL?
It didn't take nothing because I feel like I didn't even lose the fight.
I know it was a very.
Yeah.
I thought you did enough to win, and when you look at the fight, where do you feel the judges saw the decision for the other way?
Just that last takedown, I think that before then I feel like I landed more punches, I landed more kicks. I was able to, just takedowns count right here. Takedowns count as a lot in MMA, right? But only if they can cause damage, I thought. But the fact that she was able to go for takedowns out and I was able to stop them and get up, like, I don't think they count punches and kicks and stuff as much as they count takedowns. She only was able to take me down just that one time at the end. But I think that's what edged it for her. But other than that, I don't even feel like I wasn't hurt or anything after the fight. I was just disappointed in the decision. But to only be doing MMA for 9 months, have my second MMA fight, and not to get submitted and to go in there and make these girls know that you have a really, really big challenge every time you step inside the ring with me, or you step inside the cage. I mean, I was happy with that, and I'm going to build off of that fight moving forward.
Now, what is the plan for you in MMA? Are you going to fight in PFL this coming season? Are you going to take the season off? How have you mapped out your 2022 in combat sports?
Well, 2022, I'm going to focus on boxing, and I really want this fight with Savannah Marshall. I really want to fight 3 to 4 times this year in boxing. And then I want to spend the, half of this year just training MMA and getting ready for the PFL season in 2023. And I may fight in the PFL, an MMA fight, sometime November, December.
Okay. Savannah Marshall, that is the fight. Is that the main reason you signed with Boxer? Was you wanted this fight? You wanted to wipe that loss away? Was that the main motivation for going to Boxer?
Yeah, I don't know why the storyline is that, Marshall has been chasing me. That's so inaccurate. I'm a 12-time world champion. I'm champion in 3 different weight classes. And for some reason, Marshall, which he doesn't even make sense, So, of course, that's the reason why we signed with Boxer. And I deal with Boxer is a 2-fight deal, 7 figures. I fight against Ema. I fight against Marshall. One, boom. And to the time with anybody, because Eddie Hearn was also, that's who we was in talks with first to get the fight with Savannah Marshall. And when that deal was almost done, Eddie Hearn, emails my manager like, hey, we don't have Savannah Marshall anymore, but, we can give Rita this fight and that fight, and we want her to fight on our network. And I had told Mark, I'm like, Mark, as much as I would love to work with Eddie Hearn, I think he's a great guy. Yeah. But for my career, we was only talking to him to get the Marshall fight.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, if he doesn't have Marshall, come back to him after. After I fight Marshall, but where was Marshall? And then when we seen that she signed to Sky and Boxer, that's where we went. It wasn't even a problem.
Do you feel you're getting, when we've talked in the past, you've been very, you and rightfully so, very upset about compensation in women's boxing. Do you feel you're getting fairly compensated for these two fights coming up?
I would say that it's getting better as far as in women's boxing, as far as in the equal pay. I can say that it's going up, and my notoriety is going up, and people know who I am, and people want to see me in these big fights, so they're going to pay for that, right? And that's what I can say. You know, is it equal to the men in boxing? No, but is it better than what it used to be? Yes.
Why do you feel it's just because you've gotten more notoriety, or do you feel like it's also a fact of the sport is growing and women's boxing is finally starting to evolve and women are getting the credit they rightfully deserve?
Yeah, I think that women's boxing is growing. It's getting the credit that it deserves. I feel like soon as all the boxing networks, I mean, from ESPN, Premier Boxing Champions, Matchroom is doing a great job. You know, with that, you know, Boxer and Sky and even, you know, Showtime. Once those guys start putting women on, you know, every pay-per-view card and having us on undercards, having us be on, you know, regular, you know, boxing matches. And there's a boxing match, just have a woman boxing match on TV for every boxing show, kind of like the UFC. I think that women's boxing, well, then I can say that we are on an even playing field, and then we will start being compensated the same as the men. But till then, it's kind of taking some time, because right now here in the US, it's one woman signed to ESPN. I think one woman signed to Showtime, and then the rest of the girls are just like, there are no girls signed to Premier Boxing Champions. And then you have Matchroom with all the women champions, and then you have Sky Sports with other women champions. But in the USA, it definitely needs to be more.
Why do you think there's more, I'll say it, more love for women's boxing across the pond than there is here in the United States?
Because they're smart. That's what I think. I think businessmen, everybody is smart in the UK, that they realize that women's boxing is a great sport. Women's boxing, people do want to see it. People are tuning into our fights. We bring a lot of different kind of fan base, and we're very competitive with our, you know, 2 minutes and 10 rounds. People want to see women fight.
I asked Sanisa Estrada this when I talked to her in December, and she brought your name up, and I want to ask you about this. You talked about the rounds. Do you feel it should be 3 12-minute rounds in women's boxing?
Yes, I do feel it should be 12 3-minute rounds, just because our fans can get the full exposure that they get when they watch the men fights. You know, but I know a lot of women are against it because like, oh, you know, we don't get paid for 3-minute rounds. You know, oh, you know, you should be able to knock out people in, you know, tennis or whatever the case may be. But boxing is out, you know, slim power and having a great IQ. It seems like to kind of dumb down your IQ in order to win in these 2-minute rounds, because you don't have time to, you know, look upon it or opponent out with 2 minutes. Like, you gotta go. You know, if the girl you're fighting against, if she's in shape and she just likes to throw a whole bunch of punches, it's always gonna make it look like the dang fight is close. So you don't really have time to break your opponent down and pick them apart. So that's, but you know, and then also rounds. You know, they're not going to give us, you know, 3 minutes. At least give us 12 rounds. At least, you know, 12 rounds, because
And 2 more questions, Claressa, and thank you so much for the time today. It's greatly appreciated. And when's the last time you were in England?
for the phone. Hello?
Claressa, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes. I wanted to ask you 2 more questions, and thank you so much for the time today. It's greatly appreciated. And when was the last time you went to jolly old England?
I was in England right before the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a an autograph signing, a meet and greet, and I had like a little boxing camp for the week, and I went over there and I was on Sky Sports. I did like a little media run. I didn't have a fight coming up or anything. I just wanted to, cater to my UK fans. So I think I went over there for about a week or even 10 days. And then I ended up flying to Spain after I flew from the UK and I did some commentary there. It was the amateur championships where they were, qualifying for the Olympics. So I did some commentary there. And then right before then, my last day there, that's when Trump said he was getting ready to lock down the USA in 24 hours. So I flew home.
Very smart move there. And how do you not look past February 5th and not look a little ahead to Savannah Marshall?
I've never looked ahead at Savannah Marshall. Look, Savannah Marshall, she got one more fight also, so she's coming off of an injury. She's going to fight. I'm going to fight before her. Then, she's going to fight, and then me and her are going to fight, right? So I'm not even really thinking about her. Like, everybody has mentioned her, for the last year or 2 years, and some story about me being afraid of her, and I went MMA to get away from her, and I retired from boxing, all this crazy mess. But I never think about Savannah Marshall because I only think about the best. And to me, Savannah Marshall is not the best. She's a contender, but she's not someone that I feel that I'm going to be worried about. I'm going to fight her because, she has convinced a few people that, since she beat me in the amateur, she has the antidote to beat me in the pros. And, my job as being the champion that I am is to take on all comers and to just prove myself right and to prove that I am the greatest woman of all time. It doesn't matter if you put me in there at 168 pounds, 160, 154, even 147. I'm going to reign over all those girls.
Wait a minute. The last time me and you talked, I asked you about 147 and you said not a chance.
When was this?
This was right when you signed with PFL. We were talking about Katie Taylor. And
no, I said no to 140.
Okay. My apologies then. So.
Yeah. Because I've always called out. I called out Cecilia Brockers when she was undisputed before she lost to Jessica Mccaskill. Yes, and I will also fight against Jessica Mccaskill at 147 if she wants smoke.
Now, I have to get a prediction because this fight, it seems like it's going to happen with Amanda and Katie. Who wins between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor?
I think both girls are some great fighters. I think that both of them possess great skills. I think that Amanda Serrano will edge it in a split decision win over Katie.
Yeah, you're going split decision. See, that's kind of not fair.
No. So I'm saying a split decision because it's not. I don't think it's gonna go. It's not. Either fighter is not going to be able to dominate the other. But I feel like Amanda Serrano power will work in her favor. And that's something else. When they talk about the pound for pound list, I think Katie has great offense, but her defense sometimes is lacking. She get hits a lot. And with Amanda being a big puncher, those punches are going to be of some effect on her. And, and Katie has taken on some great challenges also. So I'm not saying that, she has a lot of miles on her. I'm just saying that Amanda Serrano can punch. And if she get hits like that against Amanda Serrano, the way that she did with, Delphine Pursoon or with Jessica Mccaskill, it's going to make it be a harder fight for her. But I feel like she got power, she got skills, she got speed out of this world. But I feel like Amanda also has skills and power, and she also has more experience than Katie Taylor as far as in the pro ranks. So it's going to be a really good fight, but I see it going toward Amanda Serrano with the split.
And we'll end with this. What can fans expect on February 5th?
Oh man, I don't even want to give it away, but the word for this camp has been discomfort, right? And discomfort is just like doing things that I don't like to do, right? But doing things that I don't like to do make me perform better. So like sparring 4 times a week and running more and padding up and letting my punches go, not just with strong punches, but sharp and fast punches, or spending the first round of the fight with, no power shots, only just, so they're going to see a lot of skill, but they're going to see me be very, very technical. Like, I'm going to break Ema Kozin down. She's going to come forward and she's going to want to try to fight. And she's going to throw as many punches as she wants to, but defense is going to be on point. I'm going to pick my shots and land some very, very clean shots. And it's going to be a big eye-opener for Ema Kozin. And she's going to want to take a step down after we fight.
What are you going to say to the critics when you win?
Shit, I'm the greatest woman of all time. And bring on your Empress. Bring on Savannah Marshall. She can get inside the ring. And, I don't really have no beef for her except that, she says outrageous stuff. Oh, I'll knock her out within 2 rounds, blah, blah, blah. Stupid stuff like that. But other than that, I respect all the women fighters. I just don't think that she has the skills or the power to beat me. But she can get inside look, after this fight, I'm going to let them all know. Marshall, I wish you luck in your upcoming fight. After you handle business, it's me and you. And, even with that being said, who is Marshall's opponent going to be?
Yeah. Because
she hasn't really had a step-up opponent since she's been champion. She's fought against girls on 7 days notice, 3 days notice, so who's going to be a challenging fight for her? Or are they going to give her somebody else who she can just go over there and just knock out?
Man, God, I wish we had more time. I know we got to get going. You got more interviews to do. It's always good to talk to Claressa. It's good to get you back on the line. Wish you the best of luck on February 5th. And I promise, Claressa Shields, we will have the next picture we have of you for DAZN. It will be a very updated picture.
Okay, that's all I want. That's all I want. Nothing else.
Talk soon, Claressa, and the best of luck on February 5th. Look forward to talking soon.
Yep, same thing.
Thank you.